he is a great example of a guy who loves business, a guy who loves being in risk, but also a guy who was smart enough to put a very, very large amount. I mean, he put millions into annuities. Hey there, John Stevenson, the Guaranteed Retirement Guy, and your expert on annuities and transparency. So today I'm going to be talking to you about Shaquille O'Neal and the annuities he purchased for himself. You may not know, he used millions of dollars to secure his future. So he was a big spender. He was a big spender before he was in the NBA, before he became successful. And then, of course, when he was successful, I think he took his first $1 million and he bought several Mercedes. And after that, he talked to his accountant. He said, hey, I don't want to go broke. I noticed that you're really, really successful. You're very wealthy. What do I need to do to make sure that I stay wealthy? Which he's pretty smart to even ask that, because a lot of guys his age weren't asking that. They were just making tons of money. And, you know, a lot of these athletes make all this money. And then, of course, we hear the stories of them losing all of it. And we're like, how can you possibly lose $400 million? And a lot of these athletes have done that. They've lost a ton of their own wealth because they didn't know how to take care of it. And they didn't know how to preserve it. And so Shaquille, he asked his accountant, he said, hey, Lester, show me what I need to do to take care of myself in the future. And of course, he told him, hey, you need to put some of your money into annuities. Annuities, right? Of all things, annuities. And why would you think that his accountant would tell him to do something like that? Why not just put his money in the stock market? Well, think of the question that Shaquille O'Neal asked. He wanted to preserve, okay? He wanted to have wealth that lasted him for the rest of his life. He wanted to make sure that he could continue to keep spending and not run out. He probably saw some former athletes that ran out of their money, and he did not want that to be him. So he followed his advice. His accountant told him to buy annuities, and so what he was basically doing is he would put large chunks of money into annuities every single year for himself. And he bought it for his mom, for his two sisters, for his brother, and he wanted to make sure they were set up. And he set it up so that if he ran out of everything, ran out of all of his wealth, he could have these checks, these monthly checks come in month after month after month. So that's how he did it. If you're looking for guarantees, you're looking for lots and lots of income, obviously the income is limited by how much you invest into it. But if you saved all of your money at this point and you're thinking, hey, I want to maximize as much as I can for myself because this is why I saved my retirement and why I worked these many years, then consider annuities. Fixed index annuities with income riders can pay out quite a bit of money over your lifetime. And a lot of times I see people putting money in, you know, they're getting 3 or 4 times the amount they put in. Now, it's not saying you can earn more in the stock market. Of course you can. But if you're just looking just to keep on earning and earning and earning in the stock market, that, you know, you don't ever want to use it, maybe you want to leave it to your kids, then go ahead. You could certainly put money in the stock market and earn and maybe take a little bit out, and hopefully your earnings will keep up. But instead of having to focus on your stock portfolio, and hopefully that stock portfolio is going up, and it probably is. Maybe it'll go up for a few years, and then after those few years, then it takes a dive and you're super stressed out for 18 months before it recovers. Yeah, if you want to ride that roller coaster, then go right ahead. And I don't have a problem with the stock market, but why don't you just consider taking a portion, just a portion of your wealth and put it in something that gives you guarantees, okay? You're willing to put that money into insurance for your mortgage, for your cars, your health insurance, right? You pay this insurance hoping that you'll never have to use it. Why not put insurance in place for your retirement, for probably what is your largest liquid asset? Why not insure your income? Ensure that it never runs out. You know, Shaquille O'Neal, yes, he is a very successful businessman. He made a ton of money in the NBA and even more outside of the NBA. But he also made sure that he set up his foundation. Because if you have your foundation set up, I think what it does, it can also clear up your mind so that you know, hey, you know what? No matter what happens, I've got my income covered, which means your mind is clear enough and you're not stressed out where you can make other investments and you don't have to worry so much about losing because you've got the guaranteed income coming from your annuities. And so it's really helpful, I think, to not have your vision clouded by stress, anxiety, and always wondering, it's good now, but what is it going to be like in 2 or 3 or 4 years from now? Okay, you can't be greedy. A lot of people are super greedy and they're willing to ride that roller coaster, or at least they say they are. But then, of course, once the market takes a dive, all their confidence goes away and they're like, oh,
Maybe I should have had some guarantees because this doesn't feel very good right now. Maybe I should have listened to some of those more conservative talk hosts or that guaranteed retirement guy. He keeps talking about guarantees. I didn't like that before because I wanted all my money in the stock market. But now, boy, that would be really, really nice to have those monthly checks coming in every single month. Wish I would have listened to him.
Okay. Well, don't be thinking like that in a few years when the market takes a 20% dip. Okay, if that's going to bother you, if a 20% or even a 30% or more dip is going to bother you, you should probably think about maybe having some of your guarantees put in place, okay? Think like Shaquille O'Neal. He's super wealthy. He doesn't really need his annuities anymore. He makes enough income from all of his other investments. But here's the thing. He's got peace of mind, okay? He knows if he were to lose everything, well, those annuity payments will just keep coming in. No matter what, it'll just keep coming in. And of course, thanks to him, his family's set up. He was able to get annuities set up for them. For me, I think of annuities as probably one of the most stress-free types of passive income that you could possibly get. Wouldn't it be nice just to have something that just pays you month after month, just to have it ongoing, on-flowing, so you just enjoy your life, right? If you want to go on an African safari for 3 months, you can, okay? If you want to go to Antarctica, which we got invited by some friends to go to Antarctica here a month ago, and as much as I would love to go to Antarctica, see the penguins, I really do not want to leave my 5 kids right now for 2 weeks, especially when we got a 1-year-old at home. So maybe later, right? But you know what? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to just leave and just decide after you've left when you want to come back because you've got the income coming in? You don't have to worry about, hey, I hope the stock market goes well this year, because if it goes well this year, then we can continue our lifestyle. But if it doesn't, well, next year, we'll have to figure that out, right? You could do that. And again, that's why I say put a portion, just enough of your wealth into a guaranteed annuity that will give you enough income so that you're good. So that if this portion of your assets goes down or fluctuates and rides the roller coaster, at least your emotions aren't there. At least you've got the peace of mind knowing that this steady income over here from this annuity is never going to fail. And if you've lived long enough, you know that things can change very, very quickly. So anyways, that's all I have to say about that. I just wanted to talk about Shag for a while, just because he is a great example of a guy who loves business, a guy who loves being in risk, but also a guy who was smart enough to put a very, very large amount. I mean, he put millions into annuities. He didn't have to do that. He could have spent it on other things, but he chose to put a significant amount of his wealth into annuity contracts to make sure he had that foundation of guaranteed income for the rest of his life. And then, of course, he did that for his family. So if that's important to him, if you're looking for validation for making that type of a decision, well, there's your validation. Anyways, appreciate you watching. If you want to book a call with me, there is a link below this video. Okay, there is a link to my calendar. Click on it. Okay, you'll find a place that I'm available, and then of course we can meet. We can talk about your annuity questions. If you're looking for guaranteed income, whatever you're looking for, I'd be happy to go over them for you. And I'm happy to be transparent with you. If you got questions about what I'm making, ask them. Okay. If you got questions about, is this the best annuity? Is there anything else that you should be showing me? No, because I'm showing you everything on the call. Okay, it's pretty open book. In fact, if you want to check them out before the call, go to my website, johnstevenson.com. Go to the annuity calculator, and you'll be able to type in some numbers and see for yourself. Okay, and then if you want to reach out, then we can chat, and I can take care of things for you. So, anyways, hope that helps. Appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time. So, annuities can be hard to understand. If you've got a question or there's something I haven't covered and you're just curious, please go into the comment section and share whatever question, whatever comment that you have. I'd love to hear from you.